Hey, third graders, happy Monday. Welcome to week 4 of distant learning. Sure wish we didn't have distant learning, but we're going to make the best of it. So here we go. We continue to work on fractions this week. We're getting close to the end of that unit. So if you haven't already, you need your math journals open to page 240. And we'll be working on that today. I'll get our preview going and we will get started here in just a second. Here we go. All right, so we are on page 240. So today we are looking at finding where 1/2 would fall on number lines, kind of a continuation of what we learned about last week. So if we look at this, it says the whole is the distance from 0 to 1. So from 0 to 1 is a whole. From 1 to 2 is another whole. Okay, label 1/2 where you think it should go on the number line. Okay, so go ahead and hit pause using your pencil or something fun. Go ahead and show me where 1/2 should be on this number line. All right, John, as I'm glaring at you at your house, I see that you have put 1/2. Oh, sorry, wrong tool. 1/2, John, between the 0 and the 1. This is 1/2. We've split this whole into 2 equal pieces. Here's 1 piece. Here's 2 pieces, hence the denominator. And this one right here is 1/2, one of the 2 pieces. All right, let's take a peek now on number 1. So we want to put 1/2 on this number line. Where would 1/2 go? Isabel? Hey, Isabel, good job. You got it right. Woo, what did I do? Sorry, making crazy shapes here. Must be a ghost line from the smartboard. That was a joke, ha ha ha. All right, so 1/2 would be between the 0 and the 1. We're gonna break this up into 2 equal parts, and this is where 1/2 would go, 1/2. All right. So we have 0, we have 1/2, and then we're jumping to 1, which is really 2/2. What would go right there? What would go right there? Chloe? Chloe, can you talk a little louder? Yeah, Chloe. This would be 3/2. 3/2. This one right here looks a little funny. It kind of looks like a 3 under there, but that should have been a 2. I don't know why it turned out as a 3, but okay, 3/2. And then the 2 is really going to be 4/2. Let's count them. 1/2, 2/2, 3/2, 4/2. And if we were to put one more mark in, we would be able to put in 5/2 would go here. And then, of course, 6/2 would go there. You can see the pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, 6/2 is the same as saying 3. 4/2 is the same as saying 2. Now, if you want to get a little more technical, you could write a mixed number by some of these. So if we look at here, 3/2 is really 1 whole. And then this area from there to there is a 1/2. So 3/2 is really 1 whole and 1/2. So 1 and 1/2. This is called a mixed number. Okay, let's move on to the second number line. And I would like you to label for me where we would put 1/2. Yes, 1/2 would go right here between the 0 and the 1. Now, this is a tricky one. Are you ready for it? Where would I put 7/2? Hit pause, take your time, and come on back. Welcome back. You got it. 7/2 would go right here between the 3 and the 4. 7/2. So this would be 1/2. 2/2. If I had a line here, would be 3/2. 4/2. If I had a line here, would be 5/2. 6 halves, we know because of the 3, and if I do one more, then 7 halves would go right there. All right, we're ready to move on to that next page, so let's go ahead and look at page 241. So now we looked at splitting number lines in halves. So now we're going to use our fraction, and we're going to look at our fraction, and it's going to tell us what we need to find. So we need to figure out how to put 1/3 onto this number line. So we're going to put 1/3 into the number line. The denominator is 3. It's telling us we need to split this number line into 3 fairly equal parts. So here's 1 part, 2 parts, and 3 parts. So we've split it into 3 parts. We want to label 1/3. So the label for 1/3 would go right there. All right, moving on to number 2. Number 2 says, hey, Mrs. Martin's class, we want to find 2/6 on the number line. We want to find 2/6. So, Rory, how many equal parts would I divide my number line into? Yeah, you got it, Rory, 6 parts. So I like to divide my number line into my 3 parts, just like I did there. And then I'm going to split this one, and I'm going to split that one, and I'm going to split that one. So now I have 6 parts. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 equal parts. I want to show 2/6. 1/6. So 2/6 would go right here. Hey, look at that. 2/6 is equivalent to 1/3. They are the same. All right, my friends, I think that you can do 3 and 4 on your own. You're dividing this line into 4ths, this line into 8ths. And if you really want to get tricky, go ahead and try the 5 at the bottom. Ooh, the try this. That's a tough one. Yeah, so go give it a try. See what happens. Yeah, so that's our lesson for the day. Looking at number lines and fractions. So tomorrow we'll take a peek at the math boxes. Until then, I'll see you all later. Have a fabulous Monday.